Hey YouTube, it's your girl Razia J and I'm back with another video. If this is your very first time landing on my channel and seeing my face, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. And if you have been rocking with Ray, thank you so much for your continual support. As you guys know, this is the channel where my faith, my family, and my career of social work intersect. I think that you guys know by now that I love all things faith, family, and social work. But more importantly, I do love educating and bringing information to individuals. And I am so thankful for this beautiful platform of YouTube where I can share my knowledge with you guys safely because of COVID-19. And I can touch more people than I would connect with in my locality of New York. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, if you are new here and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, what are you waiting for? It's absolutely free and I would love to have you join my family on here. So hit the subscribe button and join the fam. And if you have been rocking with Ray and you are still not subscribed, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Yeah, you, I'm judging. What are you waiting for? You've been rocking with me. You've been watching my content and you're not going to subscribe. What are you waiting for? It's free. I'll wait. I'll wait. I have nowhere to be. I'll wait. I'll wait and I'll just look for some jobs while I wait. I'm waiting. Oh, new job. I'm waiting. Alrighty guys, I hope that you took that pause to definitely hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video or you like my personality, give me a big thumbs up. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell, because the way YouTube's algorithm is algorithming, you know, it be playing your girl. So if you need to know when I upload a new video, which is usually once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how the content is flowing and how the content creating is going, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Guys, I wanted to come in and I wanted to record this video for you guys because a lot of people have a misconception about the profession of social work. And I wanted to put it out there for everyone, whether you are a student, whether you are a social worker and you just don't know because you're under a rock somewhere. If you know nothing about this profession and this is the only place that you're getting your information, I want to share this with you guys. I think that this is going to be a good topic. So if you want to know what you can do with a degree in social work that is not clinical, yeah, you heard me right. You don't got to do clinical stuff. Clinical, what's that? What's that? LCSW, who? If you want to know what you can do with the MSW degree or even a BSW degree without being clinically focused, stay tuned. Stay tuned. So yes, guys, as you know, if you've been rocking with Ray, I am an MSW student. By the time you see this video, I would be completely done with my graduate studies. I don't know if I would have graduated by then, but I would be completely done with my coursework. And I'm super excited about that. This is a good place to stop the video and celebrate your girl. Put a comment down below saying congratulations. Cash app your girl. Find me on Instagram. Tell me congratulations. Share in this moment with me. So when you see this video, I would be done with graduate school. And as I am preparing to cross over into this beautiful profession, I wanted to really share something with someone. And that someone is you. That you can be a social worker and you can do non-clinical things. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here because I'm constantly finding myself in spaces and in places with people who just don't know how broad. I wish I could stretch my hands as far as the earth to let you guys know how broad the field of social work is. Social work is one of those fields that is so unique that you can meet one social worker and have an idea of what they're doing and meet another social worker and be mind blown. So guys, I have been in the field as a student for the last 3 years. And in my 3 years in the field, I have done zero See that? Zero clinical work. I have never had a clinical internship. I have never worked with a client. My grasp on clinical things, whether that is modalities or assessments and diagnostics or intakes, is simply based on the things that I learned in school. So when I was an undergrad, I had a clinical social work practice class that taught me all the things of clinical social work, how to assess, how to read a client, how to figure out what the presenting problem is, how to wean through the fluff to get to the root. And that was a beautiful class, but that was definitely the class that told me that clinical work is not for me. And ironically, as that sounds to a lot of my close friends, I don't want to be a therapist. I know. And then when I entered into graduate school, I ensured that I took 12 credits of clinical classes so that if I ever change my mind, that I would be able to walk into that role confidently, knowing that I have the academic and whatever lived experiences I have, and then that I would learn and progress as a clinical social worker if that ever happened. I doubt it is, but I never say never. So as I was navigating through that, I realized that a lot of students, a lot of people in general did not know that the world of non-clinical, non-traditional social work jobs exists. This week, I had the pleasure of attending a program that the student interns at my internship put together, and it was about beyond traditional social work, and to just hear how there are social workers in the corporate space doing things as tech, doing things as program management and development, and doing things similar to the things that I do at my internship, which is a lot of metrics, a lot of policy, a lot of legislation, and a lot of figuring out how to make systems better. And the beauty is that with a degree in social work, you can do any of those things. You can do clinical work, and you can do the things that I am about to list right now. So I wanted to bring this video, and I wanted to bring you guys concrete information. So I'm going to be looking at my phone because I got some notes on the things that you can do as a social worker that is not clinical. And some of these jobs, you do need an MSW. And some of these jobs, you can do it with the BSW or any other social service similar degree. But these are jobs that literally, if you Google non-clinical social work jobs or non-traditional social work jobs, these are the jobs that will come up. And some of the jobs are engagement specialists. Yes, social workers can be engagement specialists. Social workers can be engagement coordinators. We can help businesses and infrastructures figure out how to engage a population that they are looking to engage, and how to leverage that population to the benefit of the agency, association, group, practice, network. Being a social worker is all about having key people skills. So we know how to people, whether we are doing clinical work or not. We know how to people, and we know how to people well. Active listening is a key as a social worker, whether you are in clinical practice or not. So if you are a social worker and you want to do things like connecting the dots or bridging people together, you can be something like an engagement specialist or an engagement coordinator or a engagement liaison. You can also be a research associate. Do you know that social workers don't have to have clients to dabble in research? You can research things. You can create interventions. You can create testing skills and assessments and ways to figure out what is going on with someone. So you can do research as a non-clinical social worker. You can be a professor as a non-clinical social worker. You can be an impact manager. And this one really stood out to me because it develops processes to ensure compliance with the targets across various functions. So your job as an impact manager is, how can I impact this team to do their job and do it more efficiently? You can be an executive director. You can be a chief financial officer or a CFO. You can be a CMO. You can be a CEO. The titles that you can have behind your name is endless when you have an MSW. Some other things that you can do that's not clinical: you can be a director, like I said. You can do operations for various organizations. You can be a program manager. You can be a program manager. You can be a program developer. You can dabble in tech. You could dabble in data analytics. You can dabble in data analytics. You can dabble in, I'm just trying to think off the top of my dome. You can dabble in camp social work. You can dabble in policy writing and policy tracking. You can dabble in legislative tracking. You could be a politician. You can be sitting in a seat on the Senate. The opportunities, guys, is endless. It's endless. It's endless with the MSW or a BSW. And I really wanted to put this video out there to let people know that you do not have to be trapped in the four walls of licensure, private practice, and therapy. That you can literally take a deep breath in, do some square breathing, and do a number of things as a social worker. And even if clinical is your practice and your love, you can try something new as a social worker. You never have to limit yourself, like, I just have to do this. This is it. I believe that niching is amazing, but I do believe in opening our eyes to the world outside and seeing what is available to us with our degree. So if this video helped you to open up your eyes just a little bit more on how you can leverage that degree and do other things that is not clinical, give me a high five, drop me a comment down below, and let me know what you are considering doing. As for me, one of the first things that I want to do as a recent graduate is I want to do coordination. I want to do consulting. I want to do program managing and tracking. I want to do policy. Those are my top fours. But I do know that I want to be a giver. I want to be a service member. I want to give back to a community. I want to help people. I want to connect the dots. And I think that I said something last week that blew me away. I was in an interview and they asked me a question and I said, honestly, I just want to be a bridge. And that was off the top of my head, guys. And when I started to expound on what that meant to me, I was like, a bridge literally takes you from point A to point B. When you get on a bridge, it's an overpass over something that's dangerous or something that cannot be walked over or driven over. Literally, it takes you over something that would be to your detriment, and it brings you safely to another place. And I'm like, wow, I want to be a bridge. That's why I want to be a social worker. I want to be a bridge. And that really shifted my mindset as a social worker and as a future social worker, because I realized that it is so much larger than just the title. It's about the heart. And I know that I don't want to do clinical work, but I do know that I want to make sure that individuals all over the world is getting what they need, and they're getting the resources, the support, and the connections that they need. So until next time, if you are a social work student, you got this. If you are a social worker, you got this, and thank you for your service. And if you are just watching my video because you landed on this channel and you wanted to know what you can do with your social work degree that's not clinical, I hope you found this video helpful. And I do hope that whatever it is, that you leverage it to the best of your ability. And until next time, peace.